Hi, this is Stephen McLean, the host of the Finance Leader podcast. And I wanted to briefly talk about a previous episode that I had recorded back when I started the podcast. That's episode 2. And I'm talking about the 4 responsibilities of every finance leader. And I'm just going to give you a brief listing of those responsibilities. And you can go back and listen to that episode. I think it's a great episode. It is at the beginning when I started recording the podcast. So I was just learning and kind of figuring out how a podcast is recorded and produced. So please give me a little bit of grace as you go back and listen to those very early episodes. So the first thing I want to talk about is influence. Now, as a finance leader, we want to be influencing positive decisions. Now, that's not only with our team, but that's across the organization. Now, that's working with senior leaders and our peers. That we want to talk about the data that we're seeing and the insights that we have, and we want to start forming some positive change in the organization. We want to bring about some things that we are seeing in the data that we can influence the strategy in a positive direction. Maybe we're not seeing a result or that we're expecting, but we can go ahead and put the data together, use our leadership skills and our analysis skills, and put together a positive action. Now, responsibility number 2 is about growing our team and growing the people that we have on our team. It's about establishing goals. It's about working with each and every one of our team members, establishing an individual development plan, and also giving that mentoring and coaching to help your team achieve the goals that they want. Now, what I expect of every finance leader is that not only for your team, but you also have an individual development plan because you have to be focused on growth for yourself too. You set that example of wanting to set goals and have a long-term goal, long-term dream that you want to achieve, and you communicate that. And then you work with each and every one of your direct reports to establish an individual development plan that works for them, that helps them get over the next obstacle or what they want to achieve in their long term career. Now, the third responsibility that I wanted to mention today is about achieving results. As a finance leader, we are expected to achieve results. We're expected to accomplish the work that we're assigned to at a very high level, at a very high degree of output. We are expected to achieve the results that our supervisor and our senior leaders have established for us. What is the strategy? What are we going to do within our piece, our part, to achieve that strategy? And we need to be continually working on how to figure out how to solve problems and how to achieve the best results for the organization and for the team. So that's responsibility number 3, achieve results. If we're not achieving results, we're not doing our job and we're not digging down into it and just trying to solve that problem. So if you're having this issue, try to figure out why you're not achieving the results that your supervisor and the senior leaders that are working with you, why it's not working out. Try to dig down into it, try to figure it out. Now, responsibility number 4 is about seeing the future. We're not going to get complacent. We're going to look to the industry. We're going to look for trends. We're going to look at the economy. We're going to look at seeing what this organization can do in the future. What is going to happen? What's happening? What's changing? What do we need to do to adapt to that kind of change? What do we need to do now? Start thinking about training, start thinking about what our teams look like and the skills that we need to develop and processes that we need to change in order for us to be able to adapt in the future. So we want to be able to continually looking at what the trends are, not necessarily jumping on board of every little change, but seeing what makes sense for us. Now, again, those 4 responsibilities that I believe for every finance leader, I recorded this back in 2020 on episode 2, and I believe that these 4 responsibilities, 4 general responsibilities, still stand today. And that is influencing positive decisions, growing your team, achieving results, and then seeing the future. So, thank you very much for this very brief overview of episode 2 of the Finance Leader podcast. Please go back and listen, and I hope you continue to grow yourself as a leader. Thank you so much. Goodbye.